Hello and welcome to the Chamber Connection Show. I am Mary Hodson, President of the Hutchinson Area Chamber of Commerce and Tourism. I am so glad that you're joining us. This is November. We are getting more snow today as we do this taping. And so we're definitely getting into the swing of the holidays. And of course, with the holidays, we think about shopping for our loved ones. We think about being thankful and grateful for so many things. And of course, this year it's a little bit different because it's an odd year, of course, with COVID. And so as our numbers continue to creep up and people are still being cautious and taking different precautions as they go out shopping, we are going to talk about something that's super exciting, and we're going to talk about Small Business Saturday. Now, I don't have a guest here today because everybody else has a job that usually comes. Of course, this is my job, so I'm here, but my volunteers are all doing their own jobs today as well. So we're going to take a crack at this, and what we're doing is answering some of the most frequently asked questions that we get about Small Business Saturday. So we're going to jump into that. Now, our very first question comes to us very frequently. What is actually Small Business Saturday? Small Business Saturday was started about 11 years ago by American Express. It was one of those groundbreaking things that happened probably in someone's boardroom. They were brainstorming ideas and realized that our small businesses do not have the marketing capacity to compete against our very large national chains. Now, for us in Hutchinson, Small Business Saturday is about the small business of Hutchinson. And when we tell you to think local, we're including what we would call our big box partners. But for right now, to explain to you about American Express, they wanted to bring together all of the small businesses together so they could work in a larger marketing effort and get out the word about the opportunities that small businesses have. They don't have large marketing budgets, and many times our business owners are the storekeeper, the sweeper, the toilet brush cleaner, the ordering, the inventory, the dusting, the everything. They're doing the books, they're doing the marketing, everything. So especially this time of year, it gets very busy for them. And so this was a great way to bring all of our small businesses together, and they came under the umbrella of Shop Small. And of course, we're a small community. And although we are regional, under the definition of a small community of 50,000, we certainly fit that bill. So that's a great question. Now, Small Business Saturday is an opportunity for us to be able to actually target shoppers and help them understand the importance of shopping local and, of course, to think local, which we'll talk about after a little bit because that's another one of our questions. So the next question is, where is Small Business Saturday? Well, Small Business Saturday isn't a where, it's a what. So it's happening all over our community. So if you consider all the businesses on the south end of 15 to the north end of 15, from the east end of Highway 7 to the west end of Highway 7, it's all encompassing. So any of the businesses that you go to on that day, that Saturday, that's where Small Business Saturday will be held. So one of the things that we do is that we hand out money. And that runs into our very next question. Why do you hand out money? Well, that's a great question. And some of you are thinking, wait, you're handing out money? Let me tell you what is happening. The very first year we participated in the program that American Express offered, we, unbeknownst to us, as a surprise from American Express, in a random drawing, like, you know those times where you say, wait a minute, I never win anything? Well, we won. I think we received $1,250, $1,250 worth of gift cards. I think they were $50 gift cards that we were able to give out to our community. Those of us who were on the board of directors and our staff were so touched by the experiences that we had by randomly handing out money to strangers in stores and outside of stores. We were so touched But what we were experiencing as we handed out money, that our board decided that the next following year they would put money into this program and we would do it ourselves. It's a great way to entice people to come out and shop, and that's how it helps our businesses. So that enticement has continued, and even in the year of COVID, we have once again put in $2,000, but in the year of COVID, the Community Foundation, the Hutchinson Area Community Foundation, gave us another $1,500. So we had a total of $3,500 to go out and purchase gift cards that we could give out on Small Business Saturday. But wait, there's more. When we take those dollars out and purchase gift cards at our local businesses, they then have the opportunity to match those or do something else. And so just before I left the office to come here, we got another phone call from another business that we had been at. Of course, some businesses have to talk to their managers, but they have another $50 that they're going to donate to the program. So let me tell you, we are going to be close to $5,000 worth of gift cards and gifts that we will be giving out on Small Business Saturday. But wait, there's more. So what we have also come to the conclusion, not everybody's going to be out shopping this year because of COVID. And so we're working on an online strategy where people can be online and also sign up to win gifts and prizes. So be watching our Chamber Facebook page for that. There'll be more information coming out as we get that finalized. Why don't we have it finalized yet? Because we don't always know about how much money we're going to have. We don't always know the situation. If you had asked us a couple of weeks ago, we didn't see what was happening now with COVID happening. And so instead of people being out in droves, there are going to be people out. So we want to take advantage of those people who are maybe at home but want to shop online with their local business and give them the opportunity as well. And certainly gift cards can be used any day of the year. So that's the reason we give out money. But how do we do it? So let me tell you that how do we hand out money? So we collect these gift cards, and literally it is herding cats at the office right now. CG, who is our office manager, she and I work together to make sure that we have everything in order. We have all the receipts. We're very technical about it. But then we create the fun. And we have elves. So if you've been part of the Small Business Saturday in the past, you know that we have elves who wear red. Maybe it's a red hat, red mittens, red gloves, red scarf. We've had some red pants, some red jackets, maybe even some red boots, but they go out and give those gift cards to people who are actually shopping in the stores. Sometimes we're giving them out to people who are on the street as well. So you can look for those things to be happening on November 28th. November 28th is the Saturday after Thanksgiving, and that is Small Business Saturday. So we have Black Friday, and then we have Small Business Saturday. Now, one of the things that you should know, this is my hint for people. If you figure out who the elves are, don't follow them. That is not the best way to get money. Who are the elves? Our staff, our chamber board members, our ambassadors. The Hutchinson ambassadors will be helping us, and our Think Local committee. So we actually have a committee that works on Think Local initiatives and programs, and we'll all be out with lots of gift cards this year. It's so exciting. I can't even tell you what it means to us to be able to hand somebody a gift card when they're at the register unannounced. We've had people who are purchasing need items, not just want items. And when you find somebody who's in need of something and you're helping them pay for it, the level of gratitude is amazing. I love getting notes after Small Business Saturday. One year, a lady, we were at the register and we were going to pay for her purchase, and she goes, "No, I know what you're doing, pick somebody else." And we ran that card even faster. We thought if she had such a generous heart that she wanted to go to somebody else, so she wrote us a note and told us she could go to the next store and make another purchase because we did that. Those are really meaningful. And it's really fun to see so many people out supporting our small community businesses. It makes a world of difference for our community. And it's not just about the tax revenue that comes from it, which is a big deal, but the support for our local businesses, especially in the year 2020, it's going to mean so much. So I'm hoping that you'll join us. Now, I think our next question should be, what do businesses do for Small Business Saturday? That's another great question. Every business gets to choose what they do. So sometimes they might have a little cider, or they might have a little treat, or they might have a sale, or an add-on that they might give. Some maybe don't. They're just decorated festively and have a great atmosphere for you while you're shopping. Maybe they're rolling in some extra scents that are burning in candles or something like that. It's a wonderful day to be shopping and supporting our businesses. So we don't tell them they have to do anything specific, nor do we ever dictate the hours that they're open. And so for every business that you want to participate at, just check online and find out what their business hours are for that day. Again, we don't ask them to do anything extraordinary. They do their own because it's their business, and that's the beauty of it. So I know that most of our retailer businesses downtown will be open at 10. On the south side, they'll be open a little bit earlier, usually and typically as a generality, but always check online for what their store hours might be if you're looking for one thing in particular. And don't forget to go to our restaurants. They have been hit the hardest through this, and it's been difficult for everybody, but our restaurants and our retailers, they've really done a lot to help protect us in the future. One of the things you should know about shopping, very interesting, if you listened to the governor earlier this week, the governor spoke to, and I got to listen to Commissioner Grove from DEED speak earlier in the day, and they both commented about how their contact tracing has found that retail shopping is actually quite safe, and that's not where they're seeing the numbers spike. And that's partly because our retailers are doing a phenomenal job of precautions and making sure that people are safe and wearing masks, but also you're not there for an extended period of time unless you're like me and you're trying to find a pair of pants, which means that you're going to be there for much longer than anybody wants you to because you can't get them to fit your length or your, oh, sorry, that's a whole nother show. So we want to make sure that you understand that it is safe to go shopping, but we still need to take precautions. It's not a free-for-all yet, and in fact, we know that COVID is becoming increasingly predominant in all of our community, and so you still need to take precautions, but it's safe to be there. And I think our restaurants are doing a great job of making sure that they're sanitizing, that they're social distancing, they're wearing masks and doing all the things that they can do as well. Eventually, every business is going to be touched by COVID. But we want to help mitigate any of those opportunities. So when you come out, please wear your mask, or if you have a face shield. Okay, so businesses, they can do whatever their heart desires. Why is it important to think local? So you've seen our logo down here at the bottom, and Think Local started as Bring It Home about 11 years ago. And when it was Bring It Home, it was really designed to help people understand that the dollars that you spend outside of our community, bring them home. Bring those dollars home, bring it home to Hutchinson. Because at that time, online shopping wasn't as big as it is now, right? We felt that Bring It Home had a new definition. And so we went to Think Local. Think local before you're swiping. Think local before you're just touching a button. We have a lot of local online options that you can utilize for clothes, for accessories, for home decor, for many of the things that you're already going to large, well-known websites to find. So again, it's just about thinking local. Before you leave town to go to a shop, think about your local options. And so that is what we are trying to help educate people about and why it's so important. Now I'm going to give you some stats, and I wrote a couple down because I wanted to make sure that I got them right. But let me tell you, for every dollar spent at a local business in Hutchinson, Minnesota, 43 to 68% of it stays local. Now, why isn't all of it local? Well, obviously suppliers are outside of Hutchinson, so it's going to suppliers, it's going to transport to get it here, and there's probably some state tax. But otherwise, it comes back around in wage for an employee. It comes back around in tax revenue for the city. Tax revenue for the city benefits. The city gets the money, but those dollars are for the amenities that you and I take for granted all the time. It's the streets, it's fire, it's police, it's all the things that we want to have. Beautiful park system. We boast about our park system, and people tell us all the time how great our park system is. Well, that's partly because of tax revenue from sales of purchases. Now, this is a real and true fact. These are real numbers. So bear with me, because you're going to have to wrap your head around this. If every household brought back 10% of what they spend outside of Hutchinson, and if every business brought back 5% of what they spend outside of Hutchinson annually per year in 12 months, $42 million in tax revenue for the city. So if we're complaining about taxes, this is my soapbox, maybe you should spend a little bit more locally, because that is what is happening. $42 million could be in the city coffers for just looking at numbers of 10 and 5%. And that's a real thing. That's a lot of money that is spent outside of our city limits. Here is a really fun fact when we're talking about thinking local and supporting local businesses. 28.8 million small businesses in our country. 28.8 million small locally owned businesses. That accounts for 99.7% of all businesses in our country. Almost 100% of our businesses are considered small. But we have a lot of them, so the numbers, but that percentage is pretty telling. Also, our franchised small businesses employ about 8 million. So when you think about some of the businesses here in town that have a national name on them, many of them are owned by local people who have a franchise agreement with that large national chain. They employ 8 million people, which is 40% of all of our retail jobs in the entire country. One of the other great things about franchise small businesses, and we have several in our community, they donate 250% more than larger businesses do to nonprofits and community causes. So when we talk about supporting your local business down the street because they're helping your child play volleyball or soccer or be part of an art program, or they're supporting the theater company, or they're supporting another organization, 250 times more is donated through these small businesses. Those are huge numbers. Now let's go back to the why think local for your community, because it's the right thing to do. People don't want to hear that anymore, but it is true. But let's define what that means. It's better for your local economy. It's better for your neighbors, your friends and your family that work for a small business in our community. It gives people jobs. Jobs are security. That's money into our economy. We hear about our economy right now a lot because of COVID and the detrimental effects it's had on our business community. That's so important. The number of services that we get from our city, I'll have Matt come in sometime and we'll just talk a little bit about what that means to you as a resident of our community when you're making those purchases here in our community, and how that dollar continues to cycle through again and again and again. And honestly, our small business owners, here's a great story. I've probably told it before, but I remember when I first started and I was learning about our different businesses and their backgrounds, and someone on Main Street said, people think I'm off on the beach in Florida or Cancun and I'm just dialing it in. That's what they assume a small business person is doing. He said, I'm the one who is delivery, setup, inventory. I'm the one who's doing all the ordering, all the bookkeeping. I'm cleaning my toilets and I'm doing the dusting out front, as well as I'm the salesperson. As well as our small businesses are also educating themselves on the products that they have. You will never get better customer service than someone who is in your community who knows about their product and stands behind them. Have you ever stood on hold, or laid on hold, or sat on hold, or vacuumed on hold, or worked out on hold, waiting for someone to answer the phone for you to ask them a question? It's so frustrating, and you don't have to do that when you are working with a local business. Another great question that people have had are, what if I'm concerned about going out right now? How do I still support businesses? How do I still do Christmas shopping and support local and think local during this time? That's a great question. We don't want anyone to go out who is not feeling comfortable. We don't want anyone who has any of the COVID-like symptoms to be going out. The best thing you can do if you have a COVID-like symptom is to quarantine yourself and keep distance away from other people. We know that. It is proven to work. Please stay home if you have the sniffles. Soon, as of November 30th, we will have our own testing site here in Hutchinson at the Armory, and you can go, and it's a 10-minute process. You're in and out, and you can get results pretty quick. But if you want to support local, you can still go online. Many of our retailers have online options. You can call ahead and check and see if they have special shopping hours for those people who are at higher risk of contracting and getting a serious illness, serious complications from COVID. Many will give you the opportunity to come in, or they'll meet you somewhere. And I know that there are a couple who have even been giving video tours of their products. So that's always an option. Give them a call and see what you can do and what they can do to help you make purchases. Because of course it is the season of giving, and it's better to give than receive. And right now our businesses have been giving and giving and giving, and they have truly given the ultimate sacrifice by being closed, as long as many of them were. And so this is something that we can do that's super easy and very helpful to them. So that's the last question that I had today on my list. Maybe you have more questions. So I'm going to invite you to call us at 587-5252 and let us know what your questions might be. We're going to be happy to answer them and walk you through. Do check our community calendar at explorehutchinson.com, where you can learn more about Small Business Saturday and the businesses that are participating. Now remember, businesses are really busy right now, so they don't all tell us what they're going to be doing. So show up and be surprised, or give them a call, or check online. Many of them have great websites that you can find out what's happening in their store, and if they're a larger business, they might have some other deals. Many ship right to you, so it's always an option, or there's a pickup option as well, which is great because then you can still get out of the house. You can have limited contact, but you're also still supporting that local business. So again, if you have more questions, give us a call at 587-5252 or go online to explorehutchinson.com. You'll see hot deals there. You'll see the community calendar with Small Business Saturday. And I'm going to put a plug in for the Downtown Association. They have the Downtown Christmas on December 12th. December 12th is the Downtown Christmas with lots of extra things happening. And I'll be back next month to tell you what will be happening at the Chamber on December 12th. But it might have something to do with an opportunity to purchase a keepsake about Hutchinson. Okay, I'm going to tell you. It's the Goodnight Hutchinson book. We will have it and you can make a purchase. It's a donation to our Hutchinson Foundation, Chamber Foundation, that will go toward business education. But you can purchase the book that way. And if you have any more questions about that, again, you can call us at 587-5252. I'm really, really excited about the book. And so, my friends, I hope in this season of Thanksgiving that you take time to thank those and tell those that you love them. Thank those who have made an impact in your life, and show your gratitude with the dollars that you have, and spend local, think local. I will meet you right back here, same place, next month in December. Until then, mask up, use your hand sanitizer, stay distanced from people, and have a very happy Thanksgiving.